Annals of Technology, published in the print issue of the New Yorker with the headline, No More Secrets.
Oh, this is dope.
Written by Adrian Chen. Read by William Demerit.
What the fuck? This is
A
insane.
strange creature stalks Los Angeles hunting for content. He is pale and tall, as skinny as a folded-up tripod. His right hand holds a camera on a stick, which he waves like an explorer illuminating a cave painting. His left hand clutches a smartphone close to his face. Entering a restaurant, he wraps his left wrist around the door handle so that he can pull the door open while still looking at the phone. Chaos follows him. The restaurant starts getting a lot of unusual phone calls. The callers say that they are Paul Danino's father or his mother, and they urgently need to talk to their son, who is autistic. An employee asks the man if he is Paul Danino. He says yes, but then explains that the callers are pranking him. He is live streaming through the camera on the stick, and some of the thousands of people watching are trying to fuck with him. The calls grow more disturbing. Callers claim that Danino is a pedophile trying to lure children to his lair, or that the large backpack he's wearing contains a bomb, rather than a $2,000 cellular transmitter. The restaurant manager asks Danino to leave. Almost immediately, the restaurant's rating on Yelp begins to plummet. Dozens of one-star reviews flood the page within seconds. They're full of obscure references to Danino and to the Purple Army, the name of the legion of virtual fans who follow him wherever he goes.
Oh my god.
Danino is 23 years old, and his job is broadcasting his life to thousands of obsessed viewers. He wakes up at 2 in the afternoon, then streams for between 2 and 6 hours at a time for the rest of the day. When I first met him in January,
By the way,
he said that he was on track to make $60,000 that...
wait, scam donation? Shit, sorry. Scam donation. Oh, I did scam donations. I was born in... Why didn't either of these play? Is it because I had my computer muted? Sorry, my fucking... After last...
Why didn't you ever go see Sarah again? Y'all's vibe were cool AF and we actually enjoy her.
Yeah, she's cool. She's like quite far away from us, like 4 hours, and I don't know how I'd get
that
there.
month, through sponsorships and donations from viewers. On average, 10,000 people watch him at any given time, though once, when he staged a boxing match between viewers in his ex-girlfriend's backyard, 65,000 tuned in. He sometimes arranges elaborate events for his stream, but more often he does things that a typical 23-year-old does, such as go on dates, bar hop, and smoke weed in his apartment. Even then, he is not simply recording his daily life. He is performing the role of a foul-mouthed trickster called Ice Poseidon.
Performing a role, by the way.
You might see Ice Poseidon using boorish lines to pick up women on the street, or rolling around Los Angeles in a giant transparent ball, or tearfully recounting his lonely childhood. Ice Poseidon's catchphrase is, "Fuck it, dude." When I watch him, I find myself cringing from disgust, secondhand embarrassment, and a sense of impending disaster.
Oh my god.
I also can't help but laugh sometimes. Danino is the most notorious of what are known as IRL streamers. The IRL, or in real life, distinguishes them from people. Now he treats the world as a game. The goal is to generate entertainment for his viewers. He keeps one eye on his phone, where a chat room fills with comments. If his viewers enjoy what he is doing, they post laughing emojis and cries of content.
Laughing emojis, by the way.
Resident Sleeper, a reference to one of the most boring streaming moments of all time, in which a gamer fell asleep at his computer. The Resident Sleeper thing really gets to Danino. His viewers love to needle him, to trigger him, as they say, and they know his vulnerabilities as well as anyone in his life does. Danino is fanatical about making his live stream the best it can be. For a while, he was into bodybuilding. His mother is a competitive powerlifter, and he shared updates about his muscle gains on a bodybuilding forum under the handle Lean Ice 44.
I never knew that. I never knew his mum was a bodybuilder. I thought just his dad was. Is his mum actually a bodybuilder? I never knew that. That's sick.
His automatic signature was, "You are an artist. Sculpt your masterpiece." The fact that people can now broadcast live video from wherever they are seems like a relatively small development in the history of technology. But for streaming fans, it is as exciting as the invention of television. Live streamers laud the way the medium allows them to connect directly with their viewers. Most streams are accompanied by a chat room, where viewers can offer instant feedback, and a stream often plays out as an extended conversation between the streamer and the audience. To Danino and his fans, social media, once hailed as the gold standard of authenticity, now appears artificial. Danino told me that he hates the whitewashed, feel-good version of life portrayed in the Instagram posts of online influencers.
Alright, so I think he's gone in pretty hard in the beginning here. And, like, I think it will change to kind of, like, as a writer, I think what he's going to do is he's going to start off, like, aggressive at the beginning and, like, this guy's a freak and a weirdo. And then it's going to go into, like, more of his life and, like, more of how much he gives up, like, of himself.
Every moment of uncontrolled chaos that unfolds on Ice Poseidon's stream emphasizes that he is showing his viewers how things really are. Live streaming began in 1996, when a 19-year-old college student named Jennifer Ringley started broadcasting grainy images of her life in her dorm room. Nothing very interesting happened at first, but millions of people tuned in. She appeared on Letterman and in countless news stories as a herald of a new age of transparency. Professional live streaming was born in 2011 with the launch of Twitch, the video game streaming platform. Twitch offered a number of ways to monetize a live stream and attracted a huge audience of young gamers who, to their parents' confusion, wanted not only to watch people play video games for hours, but also to give money to their favorite streamers in the form of subscriptions and tips. Today, top streamers can make millions of dollars a year. The best live streamers please their audience while maintaining the creative freedom to grow, though the fact that fickle viewers are also a live streamer's investors makes this balance more precarious than it is in perhaps any other form of entertainment. Simply changing the type of game they play has sent many streamers' audience numbers and income tumbling. Successful streamers often rely as much on their personalities as on their skill at playing video games. Like everything else, Danino has taken this idea to the extreme. As he has moved away from games, he has turned his life into a self-produced reality show. Danino's viewers know his home address and his blood pressure. Everyone in his life is part of the show.
Blood pressure.
If I don't know what to do on a certain day, I'll just call someone over and we can develop their character, he told me.
Characters, by the way.
These characters are given names like Anything for Views, Hampton Brandon, Salmon Andy, Mexican Andy, Asian Andy, and Motorcycle Andy. Andy is a nickname that his viewers like to apply to minor characters. His fans make memes about his parents, his former employers, and his childhood photos. Danino believes that such transparency will make his viewers feel invested in the never-ending Ice Poseidon go from a gamer who lived in his parents' house and worked as a line cook at an Italian restaurant, to a geek rock star whose life is awash in Monster Energy drink, pot smoke, and hot chicks.
Monster Energy drink, that should have been GG
If your job is to constantly share your life becomes a product that you are selling, and every moment, even the worst one, can be a lucrative opportunity to please your audience. Danino often lands at the top of a message board called Livestream Fails, which functions as a micro TMZ for the personal lives of live streaming celebrities. Last year, the biggest story on Livestream Fails was the revelation by a popular video game streamer called Dr. Disrespect that he was cheating on his wife. Dr. Disrespect posted a tearful apology and disappeared for months. Streamers claim to hate drama, but they also understand that a popular post on Livestream Fails can be great for their numbers. Drama equals views equals money, Danino told me. In February, when Dr. Disrespect made a triumphant return, it was one of the most watched live streams in history, with about 380,000 was to me. But if you watch his live stream, the word that most readily comes to mind is asshole. Danino is keen to point out where he draws the line. He will not film a homeless person if that person seems unwell or intoxicated, though he is fine with milking schizophrenics for laughs. He will never call anyone.
This is the Adrian piece.
Oh, this is the Adrian piece?
Yeah. The intro to it is so funny. A strange creature stalks Los Angeles hunting for content.
Are you still in contact with Hannah, and do you intend on hanging out with her again?
I want to, but I don't know if it's going to happen. This is the intro. A strange creature stalks Los Angeles hunting for content. He is pale and tall, as skinny as a folded up tripod. His right hand holds a camera on a stick, where he waves like an explorer illuminating a cave painting. His left hand clutches a smartphone close to his face. Entering a restaurant, he wraps his left wrist around the door so that he can pull the door open while still looking at his phone. How much can you picture that right now? Like, that's the most ice-sided image that I can ever think about. It's so good.
N-word with a hard R.
Oh.
Though he often adopts a caricature of a rapper and addresses people of whatever race as my nigga.
Oh.
He sees himself as an envoy to the real world on behalf of the culture of online trolling, in which anonymous malcontents provoke people with extreme speech and behavior. Hiding behind a screen name, internet trolls can make a game out of offending people. When Danino trolls in the real world, the consequences are unavoidable. Danino has lived in Los Angeles for a year and a half, and during that time he has been kicked out of 6 apartments. The moves have been exhausting for him, but for viewers they offer an easy way to delineate eras in the Ice Poseidon show. Seasons, as one put it to me.
Seasons, by the way.
Danino's first apartment was a 2-bed, 2-bath in a brand new building in the heart of Hollywood. I just Googled apartments in LA, and it was literally the first one that popped up, he told me. The prominent placement on search engines is probably related to the fact that the building was reportedly once the home of Logan Paul, the popular YouTuber. It is now a mecca for online content creators, and it seemed like the perfect environment for Danino. Most of the people who lived there were loud as fuck, did YouTube stuff, Danino said. We would throw balls of bread off the balcony to see how far we could throw it.
What?
His viewers recall the era fondly, but Danino was kicked out after 6 months. The building's office was getting mass called by my viewers every day, just non-stop, like, hey, we know Paul Danino lives there. He's burning down his apartment. The biggest problem was the swattings. People would call 911 with false reports of hostage situations or bomb threats in order to get a SWAT team sent to Danino's apartment. Swatting has its origins in the subculture of internet trolls, where it is a favorite tactic for harassing and bullying people. Swatting has exploded in popularity in recent years, owing in part to the rise of live streaming. Previously, the hoaxer would have to imagine his target's distress when a team of heavily armed police officers broke down his door. But, if the target is broadcasting himself live, the hoaxer can see his handiwork play out in real time.
Mm-hmm.
On YouTube, you can watch compilations of famous streamers being swatted. Last December, a Kansas man was killed by police in a swatting episode prompted by a feud in an online game of Call of Duty.
R.I.P., man.
Danino has been the target of so many swatting attempts that he seems to have a sixth sense for them. I recently watched as he live-streamed a session with a British hypnotherapist. Sirens sound in the distance. Danino winces but continues to talk about his childhood. The sirens draw nearer. He glances around nervously, his voice becoming thin as he struggles to keep up the conversation. The sirens stop directly outside the therapist's apartment. The amused therapist gets up to look out the window and tells him that there is nothing to worry about. The chat room knows better. Viewers write "swatted" and "OMG, run" and posts emojis of sirens. Mm-hmm. Loud voices echo down the hallway. When there is a knock on the door and the therapist opens it to find a squadron of cops, Danino seems almost relieved. There was a time when he was swatted every day for a month. Things reached a crisis point when someone called in a bomb threat on a plane he had just boarded in Phoenix, on his way to a video game convention, and several of the airport's runways had to be closed. The episode led to Danino's permanent banishment from Twitch, which is why he now streams on YouTube.
Banishment, by
Most
the
of the
way.
swattings turned out to be the work of an anonymous hacker. At the peak of the epidemic,
Banishment,
Danino
by the
posted a
way.
video titled, "A Terrorist is Trying to Ruin My Life," in which he tearfully asked for help tracking down the swatter. Eventually, a group of sympathetic hackers gave Danino the swatter's supposed name and address, which belonged to a teenager in Poland, and Danino gave the information to the FBI. The FBI declined to confirm this. He does not know what happened to the
The FBI, so he called up the FBI.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Like, that's how deep they go with this
oh
shit.
yeah, he was in talks with the FBI. Just,
No, like the writer, he
Oh.
said like the FBI declined to. So, hey, I'm writing an article on this live streamer called Paul Danino. By the way, FBI.
teenager, but the swattings have slowed to a trickle. Today, Danino says that he has a liaison in the Los Angeles Police Department who contacts him anytime the cops get a 911 call to his address. Yet whenever a siren sounds on his stream, you can see the fear flash across his face.
For real, like, we all have it.
Danino likes to frame himself as a rebel, up against a world filled with people trying to tell you what to say or how to act. The origin story he has shared with viewers draws heavily on his difficult childhood, which he recounts as a never-ending struggle against authority. He grew up in a gated community in Martin County, Florida, a rural area near Palm Beach.
As you guys
His mother,
have seen.
Enza, was a mental health administrator at a nearby clinical facility. His father, Paul, was a plasma technician. Enza told me that Danino was very shy, though he was also desperate to make friends.
He met with their parents.
To gain attention, he acted out. He once asked a teacher if she was good at giving blowjobs, but that only increased his isolation. He bounced among schools and spent time
He asked a teacher whether she was good at giving blowjobs.
at a
Only
forestry camp
eyes.
for troubled
Yeah.
boys. When he was 12, a psychiatrist diagnosed that he was suffering from behavioral issues and prescribed Zoloft and ADHD medication, plus sleeping pills to counteract the side
Blowjob,
effects
by
of the
the
other
way.
drugs. When he turned 16, he quit them all cold turkey. These days, he often talks about the drugs as a mental prison and urges his young viewers to resist medication. You have these fucking doctors who are telling your parents all this shit. The doctors were telling my parents how to parent, he once said on his stream. When Danino was 12, a neighbor introduced him to RuneScape, an online fantasy role-playing game. After consulting a random name generator, Danino called his character Ice Poseidon. He started playing at all hours, at 5 a.m., before school, and late into the night. During some
You guys are gonna hate me, but I'm gonna leave it there because I don't think it's fair on Ice and I don't think it's fair on Adrian that we listen to the whole thing. That was 15 minutes. There's 40 minutes altogether, so there's another 25 minutes. Look, no, yeah, I don't know. I'm too tired to work out maths, but you should go and listen to it. I'll put it in the chat for you guys. It's right at the top of Ice's Reddit. I know. I want to listen to it all right now. I want to listen to it all right now, but I feel like it's unfair to both of them. Go to the New Yorker. Here's the website, and maybe like maybe in a week or something when Ice has had time to go over it and you guys have had time to look at it on the website, then we'll go over it again. But I think it's fair. It's much fairer for Ice and Adrian. Adrian spent a long time doing this. He should get his views on the article. I don't want to take away from that by you guys listening to it all here.